Baby. We are here for our fighter interview series, Volume 3. I have Vedad, Raskovic, and his coach, Coach Nick Lavigne. These men are pioneering the American style of boxing out in Frankfurt, Germany. So, Coach Nick's got a very very good gym over there. He was originally from the United States, moved over there with the military. I'm a veteran myself, bro. So I just want to say thank you for your service. That's one thing I always like to make sure I get in there for my fellow service people. So um,
For sure, you too, bro. Likewise, likewise.
absolutely, man. I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. Listen, bro. We're breaking into the pro scene, baby. You know what I mean? I told you guys, I told the Fight Night gang that we're only gonna get bigger and better with these interviews, man. So just want to say thank you guys for hopping on. I know that it gets pretty dicey this deep in camp. We're gonna do quite a bit of promo for their fight they have next weekend on the 20th. So, but we'll start with some more general style questions, man. I want to know a little bit more about you guys and your guys' your history and all that. So, I'm gonna start with Vetted, man. How long have you been boxing, man?
Uh, how long now? 7 years? 8 years?
8 years. Nice, nice. Was that something you kind of was it something you kind of always were into, like as a kid, kind of thing, or was it something you
Uh,
kind of
n-
found a little later?
Not in boxing, brother. It was like my mother was with a boxer from Frankfurt at this time, and he was like all the time, nah, I don't bring him to boxing and stuff like this. And I was like somehow hating boxing for real. And I was playing football, soccer, the European football, and then we was like, then the Yip Man movie came, and everybody was in the Wing Chun hype. I was going to Wing Chun class like for 7, 8 years. Then the MMA hype came. Then I was wrestling a lot. I was grappling a lot, and I was like, I will never box. I will never box. I hate boxing and stuff like this. And then somehow somebody told me like in the MMA gym, yeah, but you need boxing just for the experience. Make some box fights, and then we put you in MMA fights. And I was like pissed a little bit because I was like saying, I'm in an MMA gym, you know.
Yeah.
Why should I go boxing? And then yeah, but you don't know what comes. And then I said, okay, I will box, but not with you. And then I was meeting my old coach in the amateur time, and he was like direct since the first day. He was believing in me. He said like, let's start the national, the everything, world championship, and so on, so on. And since I fall in love with boxing, I saw the sweet signs, and sometimes never say never, brother. You know.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, bro. Because I say that all the time. I'm almost the opposite, bro. So I started with boxing, and I was actually in a I started in a kickboxing gym, well, kickboxing Muay Thai kind of style gym, and I've been in love with the sport for a long time. Haven't competed for very very long. I'm just in the amateurs, but it was one of those things like kind of me and my dad bonded on as a kid, and so I love boxing. I loved everything about boxing, bro. But I got into this Muay Thai gym, and I kind of found a love for Muay Thai a little bit in kickboxing. I was like, I said in the beginning, I was like, man, I'm never gonna do kickboxing, Muay Thai, nothing like that. But I actually ended up taking some classes, bro, and I really like it. I don't think I want to compete in any way over that side, but no, I totally feel you, man. When you say never. You never know. You never know what you're
Yeah.
gonna end up in. So you said you played a lot of sports growing up. So I always like asking guys that played other sports. Do you feel like I know wrestling probably translates pretty well, but do you feel like football, soccer, all that stuff that you played? Do you think that it helped you in any way? Does like maybe like is there any kind of translation there, like footwork maybe, or that you feel like
No,
helped you? No,
no.
it's completely different.
I was like, in my beginning, I was too much of a brawler because from
Yeah.
the streets, uh, Frankfurt, you need to know how to fight. And I
Yeah.
was like just going forward without footwork, without nothing, bro. And it developed with time experience. This is so soccer doesn't help me. But what helped me a lot, really, it was wrestling. Wrestling
Yeah.
helped me a lot in my fights, in my because I love to infight. It's so best thing I do.
Yeah.
I think so. Somebody maybe think different, but I love it in the wrestling, the grappling, to feel the arms where the arms are from the opponent. That's why I say wrestling helped me a lot.
For sure, for sure. So that's actually a really good point too, because I never realized it until I had a coach that made us do like wrestling drills like on the inside, because a lot of people they watch boxing, right? And they don't realize that there's a art to the clinch. You know what I mean? So there's like, and I know Coach Nick's over there, like, man, I can give you a whole sermon on this baby. You know what I mean?
For
But
sure. It's
there
called the
really
pummel
is.
drill.
Right, exactly. There's an art to the clinch, bro, and I think that wrestling translates to that really well, man, because you got to be able to feel that. I don't know, man. I'm not a scientist or nothing, bro, but I feel like you got to like feel that kinetic energy and be able to maneuver people's weight around. You know what I mean? So, and
For
that's one
sure.
thing in boxing I never really knew when I first got into it, just how crucial that can be. You know what I mean? So, um, that's dope. I'm gonna flip the script for just a second, Nick. So, I know you used to fight, right? You had a pro career for a little bit, and
Right.
so what kind of got you into that transition into coaching? You think? I mean, was it kind of just something? Do you always know you were going to coach, or was it just kind of something that fell into your lap, or like what's the story on that?
So as far as coaching goes, what happened was I had a long time without any type of boxing or I also wrestled in high school. I was a two-time state champion. I was the All-American one year, and but I had a long period of time where I wasn't doing much because like you said before, I served my country. I did a little tour in the army, and I got out, and then I had my son. And when my son was about 3 years old, he started taking interest in boxing. Instead of watching cartoons and things like that, he would always want to see boxing, and so
Right.
I got myself some pads and I started training him. I had a coach who taught me growing up in the amateurs the very good strong foundation of boxing. So I was able to take that. His name is Bobby Russo, so shout out Bobby Russo
Yeah.
from Portland, Maine. And he taught me the real strong foundations, and I was able to teach that to my son. And he got really sharp even from 3 years old. I mean, we didn't take it real serious at three. It was just like a
Right.
little fun here and there. But by the time he was 5, he was already looking pretty good. And I just kind of wanted to get him around other kids his age in a boxing gym. So I found a local boxing gym, and he was so sharp that I got offered a coaching job immediately for the kids. And yeah, that's kind of how I fell in love with the coaching aspect of it. So I put all my energy into coaching like I did with boxing, and uh, basically I went from coaching to sparring with some of the professionals,
Yeah.
and I was able to do a real good job versus the professionals in sparring. So they asked me if I wanted to take a couple pro fights. So took a couple pro fights, and one thing led to another, and yeah, then basically I got tired of the system here, and me not really knowing anybody. It's just not a good experience like boxing wise. I wanted tougher fights. It was hard for me to find tough fights, and
Yeah.
it's just a whole thing. So I focused more on coaching, and I started with a few fighters. I made them real good. We made a name for ourselves by traveling from gym to gym, sparring, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, here we are today.
Most definitely, man. So as someone so I'm in the amateurs right now. If the opportunity and everything arises, I would go pro. I would try my hand at pro. I'm what a lot of people would say maybe a little too late to start, having
Right,
pro. I'm 28, but in this day and age, man, I think that, you know, y- I think it really is it's a lot of mindset, bro. There's a lot of dudes that start late. I started when I was 23, so you get that all the time where people are like, man, there's people who've been doing it since they were a kid, but I think that I could try. I wouldn't mind trying my hand at that, but ultimately, I do know that I eventually do want to own my own gym and coach. So, do you feel like there's any benefit to having that pro experience first? Because I mean, we know that there's guys that have never stepped in the ring that became great coaches in the past. You know what I mean? But
right,
do you
right.
think that maybe like there's any part of your experience that maybe helps like fighters like like you have now that will um, translate?
I think it absolutely would help. I think it absolutely would help.
and not only professional experience, but also amateur experience. You know, if
Yeah.
you had a great coach like I did, then they give you all the tools you need. All you have to do is pay attention and devote time into learning, right?
Yeah.
What I notice is a lot of coaches like feel like their way is the best way, and they have no type of will to learn more or understand other styles, and they
Right.
talk bad about the styles they don't understand. But with me, I keep an open mind, and I'm very humble when it comes to learning. Um, I'm always I'm always open for learning and improving myself as a coach. I'm very competitive, so I want to be the best coach, just like I wanted to be the best fighter. So
Yeah.
that helps me. It really helps me being able to learn what I need to learn to be able to teach at the same time. You know.
Most definitely. Most definitely. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I think that I think you really have that competitive spirit in you or you don't. It's one of those things where I think it's tough to really teach that. So, I think that it translates to a lot in life, and I truly believe that, boxing can help sharpen that for sure. So, Vetted, let's back to you for a minute, man. Let's talk about your very very first experience in a boxing gym. Or maybe I guess I know you said you were kind of in an MMA gym for a little bit, but let's dial it in a little deeper. Let's talk about the first time you sparred boxing. Let's talk about that experience a little bit.
Bro, when you, I don't know really anymore. I just know I had like from Wing Chun some stuff I used
Yeah.
from that, what my old teacher teach me, and it functioned, bro. Everything functioned. I was knocking out the people with the liver shot. Even if they trained like longer and was more experienced, bro, I knocked them out just with
Yeah.
pure power. But uh, that's what that's probably was that what gave me the drive to go further,
Yeah, you
to do
kind of you
better.
kind of did it, and you were like, "Man, I'm actually pretty good at this." I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
It's easy to fall in love with something when you're naturally good at it. You know what I mean? When you just like kind of fall into it, and you're like, "Man, this is dope." You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um.
But
So
but the funny part is really the first time I spot this was a German guy who was like a hooligan, who goes like on Saturday to the soccer field and they just meet up and they punching each other like in the movies, on the field. And I was thinking, my old trainer said, "You just go in, punch everything you have, give him."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man, he's pretty damn hard because of the street and the bro." I was a little bit nervous, but at the end, I knocked him out with the liver shot. And
Yeah, man. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I think
yeah,
that's really the key, man. Is you gotta be able to harness that nervous energy, bro, and really make it work for you. A lot of people, I feel like you either get eaten up by your nerves or you eat your nerves up. You know what I mean? And that's the truth, man. When it comes to a lot of things. So, did you have an amateur background? So I'm not sure. I know
yeah,
that there's a pretty deep amateur background in European countries.
yeah. I don't have too much experience. I have like 23 fights.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
good though. That's
yeah, I have like 10, 12 stoppages,
yeah,
something like
nice.
that.
That's
And
what's up.
yeah, four losses, five losses, something like that.
Yeah, but it's,
But
it's
the
amateur, bro.
most, yeah, the most was like rock, but doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So I know like amateurs over here in the states, man. Like you know, judging can be a little dicey sometimes. And that could we could maybe say that in the pros sometimes too. But judging can be dicey and stuff sometimes. And I tell all my guys that I coach with amateurs, especially when they're younger, I'm like, you know, don't let the losses get to you, bro. Like it's really about getting the rounds in, you know what I mean, and getting that experience. Obviously, it's fun to win, but I feel like in the amateurs, like everyone lost in the amateurs, bro. I mean, all of our favorite fighters, you know what I mean, lost in the amateurs. So, um, I don't know. Do you feel like you what do you feel like you pulled from the amateurs that you think translates pretty well to the pros?
I had my style was from beginning like more professional. I was like looking for the openings and shots. I was not like here in Germany is a little bit different because the German amateurs they're like throwing a lot of punches, a lot of straight. They just move a lot. And when
Yeah,
you look the Americans or the Mexicans and Cubans, they are like more to look the openings. I
right.
was like from beginning searching for the openings, but um, the best thing I learned was like the losing part. When I was losing, how I get up, how I get further, how I can develop myself. The things I lose. Why was I losing? What
Right.
happened in the fight? You know, my last two amateur fights I lost, um, but it was like, and I was thinking about it. Why it was too much outside, private, and everything. That's why I lost.
Yeah.
And since I'm a pro, I'm just focused on boxing. Everything is besides, except religion and stuff. But
Right.
um, boxing is now the main focus, and I feel it also. I developed like in a short period of time with coach,
Yeah.
and when the boxer feel it. And what the best thing is, I don't care if I lose or win at some point. I mean, of course, I want to win. Everybody wants to win. When you don't want to win, you don't need to box.
Right.
But if you lose, it's not the end of the world, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Bernard Hopkins lost in his first pro fight, and he got
Right.
further, and he's a Hall of Famer, brother.
Yeah.
This is how it is. This is the life, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's like delusional from Mayweather. Oh, but
Yes.
Mayweather also lost. Mayweather also lost in the amateur. Nobody
That's
cares
right.
about it, you know.
No, you're right. I think that Floyd really did put that extra emphasis on having that in your corner, and it's just I mean I'm sure it's nice, I'm sure it helps you, but it's not, like you said, it's not an end all be all. If you lose, it's not the end of your career. It's not anything that just kills you. So let's talk about. So you said the short time you've been with Coach Nick. So let's talk about how you guys met. Me and Nick kind of talked back and forth on Instagram quite a bit, but he said that he met you in the amateurs, but you guys ended up kind of not working together just yet, and then ran into each other again. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll take this question because it's actually a funny story.
We
Like I
love
said,
that.
we made a name for ourselves by traveling from gym to gym because we didn't really have a home, and we ended up in Frankfurt, Gallus, where his box camp was, and his old trainer. His old trainer's a great guy, very good trainer, very good person in general. And we walked up in there, and since Vedad was kind of like the top fighter over there, he was just like radiating arrogance, right? So I'm looking at him like, who is this arrogant ass dude? You know what I mean? And went in there, and he pretty much beat up all my fighters, and we became great friends,
Right.
Yeah, and
Nothing
then
like
we just kept.
nothing like meeting a dude that just putting out all your fighters, and you're like, all right, well, I need to get to know this guy pretty quick. You know what
That's
I mean?
how it is in boxing, bro. You
It
go
is.
in there and everybody, it's like a little bit of tension on both sides, and then
For
once
sure.
you're done sparring, you break the ice and become friends. And ever since that moment, like you said, I wasn't training him or anything, but we always kept in contact. We always came back for sparring as much as we could, turn into a bit of a friendly competition, and yeah, it was history from there.
Yeah, that's how it should be, man. That's how boxing really. For those of y'all that are watching, maybe that are just fans of the sport, and haven't ever really competed, that's really what it is, bro. You have to have that healthy dose of confidence, otherwise you're not going to make it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And there's always that little bit of tension. You know what I mean? When you travel to a new gym and you're sparring or whatever, that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So, and you're right. That's really what it is with boxing, bro.
Yeah, you kind of walk in and everybody sizes each other up.
Immediately. Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, because I remember we used to do these we called them like gym field trips, and we go to different gyms in Chicago and all over the place, St. Louis and a few other places, in the Midwest. And so it was like every time you walk in, that's the first thing you do. You got your headphones on, you know what I mean? Hood up, but you're like looking and you're like, who am I about to spar? Who are they about to put me in there with? You know what I mean? Like I feel like you're always kind of sizing up who's around you, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. So, all right. So you guys had let's talk about that first pro experience that you guys had, man. So, you guys had your first bout. That would have been, it was late last year, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was
So
August, October.
Yeah. I think
So
around
it's-
October.
October.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
October 17.
Yeah.
So, so I got it here that you defeated. Man, this name's gonna mess me up. It's Georgi Missy?
Shit, we
They
don't
say
know. We don't know how to say this
we
either.
don't know
Okay,
either, bro.
fair. Hey, as long as y'all don't know too, then I don't feel so dumb. So we're good. But yeah, man. So I looked up his box rec and all that stuff, and man, he had a lot of fights, bro. So that's impressive, bro. That you went in there and you took it to a seasoned veteran like that, and you won by unanimous decision, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He
let's
actually fought some big names in the past.
yeah
He's getting a bit older now. Not too old, but he's like you said, he has a lot of fights, so he's a seasoned veteran. He ended up fighting the Spanish fighter Sandor Martin, the one that
yeah
fought Teofimo Lopez and a
yeah
couple other. And of course, he lost that fight. Sandor's a good fighter,
yeah
but
Sandor.
just to share the ring with somebody who has that type of experience in your first fight says a lot. Um,
Yeah.
we had two opponents lined up, and they both canceled. Once they found out who they were fighting, so
Right.
it is what it is. We ended up having to take a tougher fight at the last minute.
Yeah.
Not really what we had planned, but we were training. He ended up getting sick for 2 or 3 weeks, like really sick. We thought it was coronavirus, like through his training camp. So in all reality, we only had like a 3-week training camp. And with all that being said, he did great. He got a little bit of tired towards the end, but from the lack of training and
Right.
being sick and things like that, it was just tough. But he pulled through, and it was great.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. So let's walk through that. That kind of that first pro experience, man. So Vedad, how'd you feel, bro? I mean, do you feel like there was any kind of nerves going into it? Like, man, this is my first pro fight. This is like, this is it. This is legit. This is my job now. You know what I mean? Like, did you have any of those kind of feelings, or like, do you just kind of tuned it out?
Nah, bro. It was different than the amateurs. I don't know. I was more nervous in the amateur fights than in the pro fight.
Oh wow.
Maybe because I'm now mature, older. I don't know. Maybe because I read more, stuff like this. But I had this mindset in this fight. On Saturday, I go with the same mindset. Doesn't matter. It's written. If you lose or win, the only thing you can do is give your best. And when you give your best, you already won. Because
Right.
what stops you when you give your best? Or who gonna stop you when you give your best?
Yeah.
It was like this was the mindset. And when I'm too nervous, I get anxious, like everybody else. Also, that's why I try to control it and to use the nervous, like Castamato says and Mike Tyson says, like take the anxiety and burn it to fire. I just call it like nervous. The nervous you should keep, and then when you go, let it burn like fire. Knock people out or win the fight. Doesn't matter knocking out or winning a point. Until it's a great fight to watch. It's nice because people pay money for that to come.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, Coach Nick, that wasn't your first time cornering a pro fight, was it, or have you had experience in the past already?
Yeah, I had definitely some more experiences. It was like my fifth or sixth time. I actually worked the corners of fighters who won championships, like the IBO title, and it's not one of the major four belts, but it's recognized, out here at least.
Yeah, most definitely.
And a couple other lower level championship fights and things like that. But this was my first experience where I was like so heavily invested because it was like my fighter, The other guys just kind of like paid me to work the corner and train them before the fight, and they came only so often, and like we didn't have a full camp. So like this was, besides him being sick, this was like the first time I was so heavily invested, and just thinking about the future and where we could go from there. And it was actually at a real big venue, and it was exciting. There was a lot of like entertainment, smoke, and big screen, and a lot of people, at home in his hometown,
Right.
So
dude, I
it
know
was
that
very
feeling,
exciting.
bro. I know that feeling, man. You get so excited, it's good. Like, man, I remember my first fight, man. Like, or actually, it's my only fight. So I have one amateur bout, man, and I remember walking, bro. I walked in, and there was like, they did it at this it was like at this park, bro. And I remember walking in and seeing, it ended up being like 700-800 people there, bro. And I remember being like, bro, this is crazy, you know, and I did my ring walk and everything, and man, like my stomach just sunk, you know, and it's just like one of those things, man, where it's like that feeling is like no other though, man. You got all these people watching you, you know what I mean? That you can get, I could see how you get addicted to that real easy, you know what I mean? But man, it's just one of those things, bro, where, you know, like we were saying earlier, you just got to harness that, you know, and go with it. And I say one thing, with you having more experience in the corner, coach, I think that has a lot to say about your fighter as well. You know, like if you're calm, cool, relaxed, and you're like, hey man, we've been here before. I think that, you know, helps vet it a lot. Be like, all right, like my coach has been here, he knows what he's talking about. You know, we've been through this. You know, so I think it's just really. I mean, do you feel like it helps? I think it's got to help.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely helped. It definitely helped. And it was also quite an experience since it was in his hometown. He had his whole previous gym show up. He had everybody from the new gym show up. He had all his friends and family show up from the area, and also just people who were there to see him do well. And it was like such a rush of energy while we walked out because it was like a big, like I said, a big venue, and it was exciting, and they were chanting his name, and it was like really, really something special for somebody's first fight, you know.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
that definitely gave him the energy, and maybe too much energy, because he was out there
Yeah.
trying to punch a hole through his head, you know.
The funny thing, because of the nervous we spoke earlier, everybody was more nervous than me.
Yeah, most
Coach
definitely.
was nervous. My brother was nervous. He was also in the corner. Asante was nervous. Everybody was nervous. Then I spoke after that with my friends who was on the who was screaming, and they said like, "Bro, we never see you so like cool and calm." They say we was more nervous than you, brother. It was funny, bro. It was a funny experience.
Man, you should have seen my dad and stepmom's face, man, on fight day. You would have thought they were getting in the ring. They were like, I'm like, man, y'all ain't even the ones getting punched at right now. Y'all are chilling, just watching, man. We're good.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely feel you on that. Hey, we have quite a few people in the live stream right now. So hey, if y'all that are in here and y'all are liking what we're talking about, liking the content, you know, please go like the video. It's gonna push the algorithm even further. It'll give, you know, let people know that, you know, that y'all are rocking with us. And the chat box is open too. So if y'all have any questions for either of us, or all three of us rather, you know, feel free to hop in there. You know, type a little comment. We'd love to interact with y'all as well. So appreciate y'all tuning in for sure. Thank you. So let's move into so you had that, you know, you had your first pro experience. So let's move into camp. So you guys are in camp right now. We're about against, what is it, Nazir Sadat.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So you guys are in camp for him right now. So you guys are kind of wrapping up camp really more than anything. But I kind of want to know. This is kind of my first experience, obviously interviewing a pro fighter. I want to see kind of what did you guys have for a schedule? Like what, you know, how many conditioning days? You know, do you guys do any weights, strength and conditioning, stuff like that? Just kind of want to hear you guys', you know, and I'm not saying give your game away or anything, but like, you know, just what's like an average day look like for you guys training?
Okay, so in the first part of camp, it was a little bit rough. We were on a reverse schedule because Vedad is a strong, faithful Muslim man, and he was practicing Ramadan.
Yeah.
And so, you know, during Ramadan, for the people who don't quite understand that, they're not able to drink or eat anything for the whole day until the sun comes up, until the sun goes down. You know, so but even with that being said, he was still getting up and going on 10-mile runs in the morning when he woke up, not able to eat or drink all day long, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, that really showed dedication, and it's just amazing, bro. I don't even think I could do that, you know.
No, it's tough, man. I have a lot of Muslim friends, bro, especially through boxing. You know, I practice Christianity myself, but I have nothing but the utmost respect for honestly all religions. But it, man, like I did like the honorary version of Ramadan a little bit. So there was like a week that I kind of like had some days that I did it and some days that I didn't do it. But I think I did a total of like five or 6 days over this past Ramadan. And man, like it is tough, bro, especially as an athlete, bro, because I train almost every day, whether it's weights, boxing, whatever it is. So, man, listen, Vetted, bro, I got nothing but respect for you, bro. Like that's tough, man. So,
Thank you, brother.
yeah, for sure, because it's not just food and water. You can't put anything in your mouth, right, at all. Like there's no, you can't do
Yeah,
vitamins, like anything like that.
yeah.
It's,
But
it's
after the sun goes down, you can drink everything.
right,
And,
right. But
I
man,
gave
that's tough on your training schedule though, bro, because like it makes it to where you have to really time everything out. You know what I mean? So I get
Yeah,
it, man.
it's definitely been really tough, bro, because we were doing a little bit of training in the day, and then besides his run, he would do some technical stuff like shadow boxing and just like sharpening up every little tool he has.
Yeah,
And then he was able to sleep a little bit, well, he was getting his sleep because I tried to make sure that he was getting his 8 hours however he could. But with me
yeah,
personally, I had to still wake up and do my private clients, and because I'm still
right.
running regular operations, so I was running on like 3 hours of sleep per day, something crazy like
Yeah.
that. You know,
That's one thing they never talk about either, bro. Like the fighters obviously the fighters have a lot of discipline, bro, and they put a lot of work into it. But they don't. A lot of people don't give the flowers to the coaches and all that they do too. You know what I mean? So because a coach, I mean, I really think that an undisciplined coach can cause the best fighters to become undisciplined and slack. You know what I mean? So I think it's a really
for
good,
sure.
important relationship. So,
Yeah,
and
you definitely
you
have to
know more
be
than I
like
do.
like the role model type. You got to
Yeah,
lead by example, and
for
that's
sure.
something I learned in the military. I'm sure you did as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, most definitely, man. Because it's like the biggest thing I pull from the military, bro, is like, and honestly, I could say it translates to my boxing. It translates to my brand as a podcast. It translates to everything. Where it's like, and I know you know this, Coach Nick. It's like you're not representing just yourself. You're representing whatever your name is attached to. So
Right.
I think about that all the time when it comes to my family name. Like this. Like if I got on here, I mean, and listen, I have a good time. I cut up. I act a fool, right? I mean, that's just how I am. I'm a goofy. I was class clown, bro. But if I got on here, just acted goofy and didn't take this seriously, and I don't know, just didn't prepare for interviews, like stuff like that, people wouldn't take me seriously, bro. So it's like it's the same thing with whatever your craft is. You just have to make sure that you are representing more than just yourself. So and I think you guys do a phenomenal job with that. I've been following you guys for a little while now. I'm trying to think of, man, it was like how me it was me and Coach Nick, we met first. I commented, did I comment on something or something like that, and you saw my name, and I don't know, you
Yeah,
like hit,
so we did a post collaboration post with Ashley from Not Just Boxing.
yeah,
Give a big shout out to Ashley. He's from England. He's great.
yeah,
He helps out a lot with the promotion of the gym, and he's just a great guy in general. So
yeah,
I saw your comment on there, and sometimes I like to spend time and try to respond, as much as possible to help bring
yeah,
traffic through the page. So I clicked on your page and I saw the podcast link. I said, let me check this out. I seen you had a nice up and coming podcast, and we like to work with people, bro, especially people who are on the come up, bro, because we are too. We ain't nothing yet. We have this type of mentality to where even with a little tiny bit of success, we still don't feel like never satisfied. So we like to like help each other come up. And
no, most definitely. And
yeah,
that's what it is in this sport, bro. I mean, it's such a small percentage of people that participate in this sport that it's like, you know, I think it's important to, if you have a platform, help your brother out. Now, obviously, you know, we're not going to be out there promoting fighters that we're fighting against, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, if it's one of those things where, you're able to lift each other up, because at the end of the day, bro, this is the toughest sport on earth, bro. You know what I mean? And it's just, there's not a lot of love in it, bro. So I think that, um, when you're able to show love and give love and help promote other people's platforms and help their dreams come true, bro, why not? You know what I mean? So
that's
I'm
that's
thankful that
that's
you,
exactly right, bro.
yeah, I'm thankful you reached out, bro. I think I remember the post now. It was I think I want to say it was you were on mitts with your son, and you were talking about
Okay.
like you were talking about because I'm southpaw, I fight southpaw, and
Right.
you were talking about tips and tricks against southpaw, and
Okay.
I got on
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, as a typical southpaw, I'm on there like, hey man, the dude's giving away my secrets, bro, you know what I mean? So I had to hop on there
Yeah.
and be like, hey, what was it? I said, PSA for all the southpaws out there. It's a mirror image, bro. So whatever works for them right-handers against us works exactly the same
For
for
sure.
against them, bro. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that was cool, man. So, man, I'm glad you decided to connect with me, bro. This, I think that, that God puts, everybody in positions for a reason, bro. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to continue to work with you guys. You know what I mean? So,
For sure, bro. For
um,
sure. Us. Likewise. Likewise.
absolutely. So
And
we'll keep talking about
real
camp.
quick, bro, on the topic of while we're on the topic of
Yeah.
everybody helping each other out, this is why on May 25th and 26th, actually Ashley from Not Just Boxing, he's flying out to our gym and he's giving a seminar, 2 days, 4 different seminars. And the idea behind the seminar is to learn how to promote yourself. Because
Man.
like you said, we think it's important that we want to help, play our part in making German boxing and boxing in the area more popular.
Yeah.
So we work together, even inviting the competition to our gym for the seminar, because the more popular boxing is in general, the better for everybody, and that's kind of
Right.
the idea behind it. So
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to that, and hopefully everybody can come out and take something from it to make
Most
boxing
definitely.
better.
Most definitely, bro. I say it all the time, man. I say it all the time on the podcast, all my regular episodes, and I've said it in the past interviews too. That, people hate on, like YouTube boxing and Jake Paul and all those dudes, and I'm like, in my head, bro, I'm thinking, listen, the more eyes on boxing we got, the better, bro. Like it's just like I know that it's weird in some ways where it's like these guys that haven't really put in as much work as a regular, pro fighter, are getting paid and stuff off it, which I get it, that sucks, but I think that it's only helping boxing in general, be more widespread, and it's bringing people that may have never ever landed on a boxing event in their life now have eyes for it. You know what I mean? Because maybe their favorite YouTuber or their favorite video game or whatever, you know what I mean, is now boxing, and they're like, well, now I'm gonna kind of dig into this a little more. This is kind of cool. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then you never know, you might end up finding, you know, a pro fighter who's trying to work their way through the ranks, and they might be like, hey, I like that guy's story, or whatever it is, bro. Just you know how it is. It's just everybody's just trying to connect, bro, in some way. And that's
Right.
really what we do. That's what we do as a species. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's dope, man. I've talked to Not Just Boxing a little bit, man. They're, like you said, Ashley's a great dude, and that's kind of a hidden art in this day and age, bro. Is self promotion. If you can play that right and learn how to, become your own promoter in a lot of ways, man, that's better than gold, bro. Because in this day and age with social media, there's so many good fighters out there that just can't market themselves, and you'll never get eyes on them. You know what I mean?
Or they're just like against it, right? That they want to be just like they just want to box, and that's understandable. But at the end of the day, there's the old saying, "Closed mouths don't get fed."
You're
So
right.
if you're not promoting yourself, then who's gonna promote you?
Right. Right. You gotta look out for number one. You gotta look out for number one for sure. So, so camp has been pretty rigorous for you guys. I was gonna ask too, um, Coach, do you handle all the nutrition, or do you outsource that for nutrition, or what's your ways on that?
So for this particular camp, we had uh, uh, somebody nice enough to cook for us and bring us food. It's actually the mother of one of our very talented young fighters.
Awesome.
And yeah, and she's been great. Shout out to Jasmine. We appreciate you 100%. Been a huge help for us in the camp.
Most
So
definitely.
yeah, and been keeping the food healthy, been keeping it halal for Vedad. They have
Yeah.
to eat a certain type of meat and certain
Yeah.
type of things. So it's
Yeah.
been great. We're at the point now though that the portions have to start dwindling down
Man,
because if you know Vedda, he likes to eat, bro. He's a fat boy by heart.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that one of you guys posted it. It might have been both of you guys posted on your story the other day where the kid's like, He's like,
Yeah.
right here's my chicken, right?
Yeah.
Chicken masala, butter chicken, yeah.
Right, man. But listen, that's what it is, bro. And that's the beauty of boxing too. You know, I mean, obviously you have to cut down closer to the fight, and you have to, you know, you have to make weight and all that stuff, and that stuff's tough. But really, for the most part, bro, like when you're out of camp, man, with as many calories as you're burning, bro, you can kind of enjoy your food a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you, for the most part, you burn it off. You know what I mean? So
Nah, bro. I
yeah,
can't.
you said
I
you
can't,
can't.
bro. I can't.
Oh man,
I
I feel
come. I can fast come to 90 kilos, like, brother.
you.
It's too easy for me, brother.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. So, do you well, Veta, do you cut a lot of weight, or are you kind of more of a are you closer to a natural 160, or do you kind of
Nah, bro. I'm a bully, bro. Way
yeah, you're
bully.
a weight bully? Yeah,
Uh,
I feel you.
I,
I'm the
I
same way, bro.
I cut
I fight
like
at
how much?
175.
How much? 20 pounds?
Yeah.
More 25. But we start like in the camp already to cut
Yeah,
the weight with food, nutrition, everything,
right.
and then just 10 pounds with water or something like
Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. And it seems like for the
Yeah,
most part,
we bought a sauna. I got a sauna at the gym now and everything, bro. So we trying to turn this place into a whole facility with everything we need for camps and things
yeah,
like that. So the weight cut's gonna be easy. Last time he went to for the last fight, he went to one of our fighters. His name is Chris, and Chris's family really took care of Vedad in the last few days of his weight cut. They prepared meals. They prepared everything he needed. They have a sauna at their house, so they
nice.
really took care of him. So yeah, so now we trying to get it in house, and so yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. That's what's up, Brett. When you can have it all in one place, because you know I've trained in some gyms where they do a lot of outsourcing, which is great. You know, what I mean, you get the opportunity to work with other businesses and bring revenue to them and all that. But when you can get it all under one roof, bro, it's just it's love, man. It's so much easier to not have to worry about scheduling and trying to figure out how you're going to get where and all that stuff. So I know you guys are constantly upgrading the gym and stuff, man. So I'm excited to see the continual progress you guys will have on that. So let's actually talk about the gym for a minute, man. I want to give a little promo to you guys' gym. It's Brook City Boxing Gym in Wiesbaden?
Yep, Wiesbaden.
Man, I'm out
Wiesbaden,
here learning
Germany.
some German, baby. Look,
Yes,
about to be
sir.
about to be trilingual out here. You know what I mean? But so let's talk about that a bit, man. Let's talk about the facilities, man. So you train all your fighters out of there, I assume, right? So Vedad trains there. All your amateurs and your son and everything all train out of there too.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Nice.
All under one roof.
All on one roof, bro. So your head coach. Do you have any like assistant coaches, anything like that, or do you kind of do the whole thing on your own?
So I pretty much do the whole thing on my own for the most part. I do have I oh, my earbud fell out. I do have somebody who helps me out. He's also a fighter.
Yeah.
He's obviously, I want him to focus more on fighting than helping me run the gym. But his name is Asante, and so shout out to Asante. He's
Nice.
actually a very, very, very talented fighter. You'll hear a lot about him in the future. It's Vedad's sparring partner. They're around the same weight when Vedad's not cutting weight. Naturally, Vedad's a smaller guy. Yeah, Asante's
Yeah.
a pretty big dude. So,
Yeah.
but anytime I need to go take care of something, if I have to bring one group of fighters to another gym, or if I have to go on a little getaway vacation, he's always more than willing to hold the fort down, and he does a great job teaching, and he also does private lessons and things like that. So, yeah, he's definitely a big help and very much appreciated.
Nice. That's what's up. So Vedad, what do you think of the gym, bro? Do you like do you like everything, the culture? Like how do you feel about just like the city in general too? Did you I don't think I could be wrong. Did you grow up in the same city the gym's at, or did you move there?
Time-wise, like, you say time-wise?
No,
Not the most of time. Like, I was like born in Frankfurt. Then with
Okay.
12, I came to Wiesbaden. I was living here like for 5 years, but coach wasn't even here. And then I moved back to Frankfurt, and then I was starting boxing. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so he still lives in Frankfurt.
I still live in Frankfurt.
How far of a drive is that? Is it like a pretty easy?
Yeah, he takes the public transportation. That's why that's why I have so much respect for his dedication. It's like he takes the train like 1.5 hours to
Wow.
practice and 1.5 hours back every day. That's
Wow.
why we're staying at the gym right now, so we can cut the travel time down and have more time
Yeah.
for training and things
Yeah,
like that.
That's bro. That's
And
supreme. That's supreme dedication, bro. You can't even, man. There's some people out there, bro. You can't even get them to go to the gym down the road, bro. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's
bro.
just,
Then they
man.
don't need to cry, brother. They cry then. Oh, I don't get my success, bro. Then don't cry, brother. When you don't want even to go over the road, then you will get nothing.
Right, exactly, bro. You
So
really
easy.
get what you put in, man. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, bro. So,
Like
hey,
like
Vedad,
even
man.
when you look in other stuff, when you look at Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, bro, they put everything what they have, and this is what they have, and they did it.
Yeah, man. No, you're right, bro. You're right. It's crazy out here, man. So so I'm gonna give you guys a little promo. You know, we're coming up on 45 minutes here. I'm not trying to hold y'all because I know it's mad late over there, and I appreciate your guys' time. You know, so we're gonna kind of transition to this last little bit here, and then I'm gonna get y'all off on the rest of your night so you guys can get some rest and whatnot. So you guys got this fight coming up next week. Without, I'm not trying to have y'all give any game away. But was there anything that you guys pulled from the last fight that you're like, hey, we're for sure going to work on this? Like, this is something like we for sure need to work on for this fight. Like, you could be general with it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to, you know, give too much game away or anything. But is there anything that you were like, maybe it's just more head movement or more footwork or whatever, where you're like, this fight, I'm like, we're going to have this on lock?
So the only thing that affected us in the last fight was, like I said, the fact he got sick and wasn't able to put as much cardio as he is now, and also the pace. The pace, we worked on the pace because if it was up to him, it's balls to the wall the whole time, you know. So we
Right.
had to kind of slow that pace down, and it was his first pro fight coming into a fast-paced amateur setting. So we
Yeah.
really had to slow that pace down, and we really perfected that. And his stamina is in a whole different level now.
Nice.
Most sparring partners can only do 2-3 rounds with him before the next guy has to come in, and he's doing that for between 8 and 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different ball game now. I'm very confident in the outcome of this fight, and as long as we get in there and do what we're supposed to do, I'm very very confident.
That's what's up, man. And that's who you want to hear as a fighter from your coach. You know what I mean? Where you feel like you left no stone unturned, and you prepared for any obstacles that can come that way. So, yeah, man, and that's something people don't talk about a lot, man. That we always talk about, more of a technical sense of, we're working this or we're working that, we're working more head movement, more defense. But dude, all that goes out the window if you don't have no cardio, bro.
Right.
Because I've been in, where I've been a little out of shape, you know what I mean? And I'll be in there sparring or whatever. And the minute, man, I start losing my breath, bro, your mind goes to some weird places, bro, and you start doing some weird stuff, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like, man, I don't even know why. Like, why'd I even try to move that way, bro? But it's like you're just tired, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, man, it's one of them things, man. So, yeah, so you guys are fighting on the 20th. Devin Haney, I'm a big, me and Devin Haney are cool, bro. He called me up the other day and he's like, bro, can you believe the dudes you're interviewing decided to be on the same day that we have this pay-per-view? They're about to take all our views away from us, all that stuff. And you know what I mean? I'm like, Devin, bro, you got to share the wealth, bro. You got to share the wealth. April 20th is not your day, man. You know what I mean? So no, that's cool, man. I'm super hyped. I was gonna ask, man, is it gonna be streamed anywhere? Is there anywhere that like viewers can, some of my viewers that, maybe gained a connection from this interview, maybe they can watch, or somewhere that they can, I don't know, stream it or something?
So they do have a website. It's called Fight24. Is it .de or
Yeah,
.com?
I think so.
Yeah, Fight24.de.
Okay.
You can search it on Google. The day of the fight has, the fight is in Landau, Germany. Landau,
Okay.
Landau, Germany.
Landau,
So
Germany.
when you go to the fight24.de website, then you just click on that particular location, and it's a very, very cheap pay-per-view. It's like $9 or something like that, probably even cheaper in the States.
Dope.
And yeah, it's a good way to tune in. And even my friends and family back home in the Northeast, they tune in and they watch our fights and things like that. So it's actually great. They do a good job filming it. It looks pretty professional. It looks something like it would on ESPN or something like that on a smaller scale. So yeah, they could definitely tune in and enjoy the show.
All right, man. Fight Night Gang, man. I expect y'all to go in there, give some love. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely try to tune in if I can. It'll be at nighttime for you guys, I assume. So really, I guess Devin could probably chill out a little bit because you guys would be going on during the day in the United States. You know what I mean? So he could chill out a little bit. There's enough room. So what time does it go on for you guys down there?
Starts at 6, right? 6 p.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. So that'd be like 11, 10 or 11 my time?
Yeah, like if you're on the East Coast, it's like 6 hours. The Midwest, I think, is 7. California might be 8.
That's what was funny, man, because we'll give you guys a little behind the scenes real fast. I thought you guys were 8 hours ahead of me where I'm at. So I'm thinking, for whatever reason, I must have California brain today or something. But I thought you guys were 8 hours ahead. So noon hits. I haven't heard anything from anybody. So I'm like, oh, man, hope everything's all right. So I call Vedad, and Vedad's like, oh, yeah, I just got up, man. But we were just kind of taking this little power nap. You know what I mean? We've been training all day and getting after it. He goes, I'm going to go wake Coach Nick up. And he said, we'll hop on. And so I'm sitting here like kind of nervous that maybe something went wrong or, whatever. And turns out I was just wrong. You guys are only 7 hours ahead. So Coach Nick, I called him a couple times, left him a couple messages, and he's like, hey, man, he goes, I had like another few minutes of sleep, bro. You kill me, bro. I'm like, my bad, man, my bad. So I had that mixed up, bro. So, but it seems like we still had plenty of people tune in, bro, and everything turned out great. So, yeah, I guess I have one question for you guys because I know that the culture for boxing over there is a little different. Me and Coach Nick, spoke back and forth on Instagram a little bit about how there's not a lot of private gyms over there. So you guys are kind of pioneering the American style private gym, game over there a little bit in Germany in a lot of ways. You were telling me they're kind of ran by clubs, like these boxing.
Yeah, so there are private gyms, but like not on the amateur side, right?
Right.
The amateur side are the ones that are ran by the clubs, and they have a lot of private gyms. Most of them, though, aren't really dedicated towards boxing, if that makes sense. Most of them are more like MMA or jiu-jitsu or wrestling.
Right.
So you'll very rarely find one that's solely dedicated to boxing. And definitely, I think we're the only American-style boxing gym in the country. We have people moving to the Wiesbaden area from all over just to be a part of this. And a big part of the reason why is our friend, his name is Simon Volmer, and I just want to give him a shout out too, being so kind to put me as an admin on his Telegram page where he has a big community of people following, looking for information and tips about American style boxing. He's a German guy, but he, he's always he fell in love with the American style boxing. He's trained with Tommy Aguillo, and right now he's out in California. He got a big fight on May 3rd. He just got signed. It's going down, so I want y'all to tune in on May 3rd as well.
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely, bro.
Yeah, like Riverside, California.
Yeah, that's what's up. May 3rd. I want to say that's a Saturday, right? That's a Saturday night.
It should be.
Yeah,
should be.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, with that kind of culture difference, you guys in Germany tend to kind of lean more towards like Olympic boxing, instead of the pros a little bit. We were talking on that a little bit. So I always have this question for all the people that I interview. What do you feel? Do you feel that Olympic gold and world championship gold? Do you feel that there's like one that's a little more desired than the other? Do you feel like they're kind of equal, or because I
Do
like
you
to ask
mean
you guys
both
because
an
you guys grew up
amateur?
in
You
different.
mean?
Yeah, so let's just say for whatever reason we got vetted, right? We got vetted over here. He's chilling. Let's just say that vetted had an option. He has an option to go. You can only do one or the other for in this little make believe world we got. You can only do one or the other. Would you rather have Olympic gold or world championship gold?
World champion. Sure.
You're world champion. Cool. I think so. I think I lean that way a little bit too. But I grew up in America, so it's like I feel like America we have that professional. We're more geared towards the pros than the amateurs. So I always like to ask people what they think because I think my first interview I did, he said Olympic gold. He's like, I think Olympic gold is more. So I like to give people's answers on that. I think it's kind of a cool bonus question.
The,
I think it matters. I think it matters a lot how patriotic you are, and
Yeah.
like you said, it's we're more of capitalists in America, right? So we're more interested on making money, and it's actually there's not enough money to go around in other countries and sports outside of soccer, right? So
Yeah.
even the basketball players, they take pride in winning these type of Olympic or amateur, not amateur, but like these world titles outside of the NBA and things like that. Because
Yeah.
to be honest with you, really, that's all that I mean. How can they say that they don't want the money when there's no money to go around? So that's pretty much the only option, you know.
Right. Right. No, I get it, man. I get it.
but
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 hey,
the thing is with the Olympic gold, bro. I respect these guys because they fight every week, maybe for in the Olympic every day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
like say no. But I'm like I said, I'm the better pro boxer than the amateur boxer because
Right.
the Olympic style is like 3 rounds and just moving, punching, more like. But I chase the. I'm not like chasing the knockout, but I'm searching for the openings to land big shots,
Right.
and that's more in the pro business. That's why I said like world championship belt.
Yeah, most
But
definitely, bro. There
and
definitely is a difference.
if I would be younger, 100%, I would chase also like the Olympic gold. It's not like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like, but I'm like too old for the amateurs. When I
Yeah.
want to be one of the best pros, that's the
Right.
perfect time right now.
No, most definitely, Brian. You're on your path, bro, and there's no need to even feel like you need to explain that to anybody, bro. So you're on your path, bro. That God's put in front of you. You know what I mean? So you go out there, just be the best, that you can be, man. So that's all it is, man. Listen, that's all I got for you guys, man. I cannot thank you guys enough for hopping on here, being my first ever professional boxer that I've been able to interview. I've done the podcast for about a year now. We're upgrading the content. You know what I mean? Right now I got a little bit of a makeshift background, but I had a little studio set up. But hopefully when I stop moving, I'll be able to just have a studio like you guys have back there. I was saying before we got on, I'm trying to be like them when I grow up back there, that professional studio y'all got, man. So, maybe once the Fight Night Forecast pays some more bills, we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for coming on, man, and taking time out of your busy camp and just busy lives in general, bro. So again, Fight Night Gang, if y'all can please tune in on the morning of April 20th for us. It will mean the world to me. I know it'll mean the world to these other guys here on the other side of the camera too. So you guys have any last words to say at all? Plug yourselves on Instagram, anything like that, Twitter, anything that this is y'all's
So
chance.
go ahead and his Instagram is Vedad.Raskovic, VEDAD.RASKOVIC. And mine is Coach Nikki Mitz with a Y. And Brook City Boxing Gym. That's
Dope.
pretty much all we got.
That's
We
what's up,
want to
man.
thank you for the opportunity as well. We had a great little conversation
Yeah.
back and forth. And anytime you want to have us on, bro, we'd be more than happy to come on, bro.
Most definitely, man. Y'all listen. Y'all are part of the Fight Night Gang, man. So you guys are welcome on anytime. You just hit me up. We'll definitely be in contact, man. And we'll keep it rolling, bro. So yeah, man. I'll look forward to hearing you guys soon. Best of luck, man. Hopefully the weigh-ins, everything goes smooth, and I'd like to have you guys back on sometime and hear about that win. You know what I mean?
Sounds good, bro. Thank you.
Thank you,
Absolutely,
brother.
man. Yeah, take care. You guys have a good night. Get some rest. All right.
See you, brother.
All right, man. Peace.
Ciao.